support of the Ministries of Posts and Telecommunications, Finance and Higher Education.
You know that a lot of things are done to fight this very, very bad virus. I cannot list all these actions, but you know that all the partner ministers are fighting hardly against this virus.
The multidisciplinary conclave is marked by presentations of the state of cybersecurity in Cameroon and in Africa, existing control mechanisms, as well as setbacks and a way forward. The colloquium is to wrap up this Friday with strong resolutions to reinforce the fight against the internet hacking, extortion, theft of identity, and many other cyber-related crimes in the country.
On to health news. Inhabitants of Baturi, that is in the east region of Cameroon, have been called upon to massively turn out for the COVID-19 vaccination exercise which has been launched in this part of the country, that is precisely in the district health center. The call was made by the SDO of the Kade division, Rachel Ngazang Akono. Details of this with Mange Venasius.
Like other localities across the country, it was the turn of Baturi in the east region of Cameroon to kickstart the mass vaccination campaign aimed at having the general population vaccinated as much as the available doses of the different vaccines to fight the spread of the coronavirus pandemic in Cameroon are, while others doubt the existence of the disease and or the efficiency of the vaccines. The mass vaccination campaign was nevertheless launched at the Baturi District Medical Hospital that played host to the exercise chaired by the SDO for Kade Division, Rachel Ngazang Akono. The administrator used the occasion to call on the population still lagging behind to turn out in their numbers to be vaccinated. The official launch of the campaign in the health district was an occasion for the health authorities to give a balance sheet on the pandemic situation in the area and the difficulties encountered for the two administrative units they are in charge, namely Baturi and Ngolebok. More than 200 individuals have voluntarily received their first dose of the vaccine as the exercise began since April 20th, as this is the only means, as of now, to fight the pandemic in the country. The Baturi Health District received 622 doses of the Sinopharm vaccine and 1,100 AstraZeneca doses. The second round of the campaign for the second dose of the vaccine is expected by May 24th in all integrated health centers in Ndelele.
While the COVID-19 vaccination exercise has just been launched in Baturi East region in the town of Maroa, which is in the far north region of the country, the vaccination exercise is already in phase 2. The second phase of anti-COVID-19 vaccine began with the vaccination of regional authorities and other volunteers at the Maroa Regional Hospital. One of those who received their second dose of the vaccine was the far north governor, Mijiawa Bakari. After having a first-hand experience of the vaccine, he attests that it is totally safe and carries no side effects, contrary to rumors spreading around about the vaccines. He therefore encouraged every citizen to go ahead and receive the vaccination against the deadly COVID-19 virus. Here is an excerpt of the governor.
As you said, 2 weeks ago, we were here to get the first vaccine, and so far no major incident, no effect, negative effect have been noticed so far. And I will tell you, really, we have a benefic effect, so that we are feeling very healthy, and so we do encourage each and everyone to come right and to get their vaccine, because this vaccine have no negative effect. And as you say, as I used to say, prevention is better than cure. And the government, the entire government, the Prime Minister, get his vaccine.
Still talking about vaccination, but this time around about polio vaccines. A massive vaccination campaign against poliomyelitis has been launched in the littoral region for all children aged below 5. The vaccination exercise will run from the 7th to the 9th of May 2021, as announced today, the 6th of May, during a meeting at the Littoral Governor's Office. Despite the fact that Cameroon had been declared a polio-free nation on the 18th of June 2020, a new variant of the virus has been causing death in neighboring countries, reason why Cameroon has taken precautionary measures with a widespread vaccination campaign. Previous vaccination campaigns failed to reach the set objectives because of parents' refusal to let their children be vaccinated, and so parents in the littoral are called upon to let their kids get vaccinated. This time around, against the deadly virus, we have in the following excerpts Dr. Ewane Leonard, who is the National Coordinator of the Extended Vaccination Program. He is followed immediately by Abubakari Hamantioto, who is the Secretary General at the Littoral Governor's Office. They both expatiate on the vaccination exercise against poliomyelitis and invite all parents to let their kids be vaccinated.
The National Immunization Days against polio. It's important to mention that besides polio, we also have vitamin A supplements and then deworming. So you see that there are so many interventions that are concerned as far as this campaign is concerned. And we have taken the initiative to carry out a lot of preparatory activities like maybe capacity building of all actors. We've trained actors who are supposed to implement activities in the field. You know, if you are not trained, you cannot carry out activities effectively. We have also held a lot of meetings from coordination, maybe to communication at the regional level and also at the district level. You know, the district level is the operational level. And we are certain that if the right information is shared through media, the right information is shared through teachers, the right information is shared through media, the right information is shared through decision makers, that information will be able to reach the parents. And when the parents get the information, there's no reason that that children will not be vaccinated.
Our expectation is that the stakeholders, we are appeal them to sensitize parents and teachers to permit every child between 0 and 5 to be vaccinated against polio virus in the littoral region.
Back to Cameroon's political capital, Yaoundé, the Israeli embassy in this city has awarded iPads to some outstanding students from secondary schools who took part in a mathematics competition organized by the institution. The gesture is aimed at encouraging the learning and teaching of science subjects in schools in Cameroon. Ate Bonaventure has details.
These 5 best mathematics students who distinguished themselves in a mathematics competition received their compensation this Thursday during an official ceremony at the Tassa Academy.
Israel invested a lot since its creation in science and technology and in research and in encouraging pupils at all ages to learn and to ask and to inquire. And that's it. That's the I think that's the solution. It's very easy, and I see very intelligent and inquisitive people here. So I think Cameroon is on the same path.
The Israeli embassy's main objective is to promote and encourage academic excellence in the domain of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Science is actually at the epicenter of development, of human development. Even though we would see that science itself has some other downsides of it, but science has done more to the human race, more good than harm.
Close to 450 students selected from different schools took part in the competition. The Israeli government has been partnering with Cameroon to create an enabling environment for theory and practical learning.
The city of Douala is well known for several things, amongst which are the numerous leisure spots within the city, but equally the insecurity as well as the nastiness of the areas. Our reporter, Vanessa Shuyong, visited one of the popular public places within the city of Douala, where she found out that it equally serves as a refuge for homeless people, but also for criminals. Here is her report.
Engaged in conserving public spaces not get privatized within a logic to reduce risk, the city of Douala, whose beauty and nicety is quickly fading away due to the unkempt and polluted space like the one of Beseke. The Beseke Valley public space is no longer penetrable as the individuals have made it their homes. The public space have become a source of threat for the citizens who no longer frequent the area due to the fear of the unknown. This calls for concern to take security measures to identify the people who use this place.
May the police come and identify people who sleep in here. You understand? That is a problem that I want to explain.
This public space of Beseke is no longer used frequently by the public. An area which is meant to rest, relax, talk with friends has now become a home for some city dwellers. They use cartoons on public benches to sleep. They also use the area for laundry, and some go right beyond to bathe. One of the attendants of this public space says he goes there because he has so many of his friends there and he sells his goods to them. It has been mutated for drugs addicts and robbers, far from being just a public space. Insecurities such as assault on passerbys, valuables and public users have become a common knowledge, and many are conscious of the fact. The situation has increased considerably and exponentially during rush hours of the day. It has become an issue for concern as people could infiltrate in the society considering the current security threat.
To round up with news out of Cameroon, we now take you to Uganda, where the International Criminal Court has sentenced a former child soldier and warlord Dominique Ongwen to 25 years in prison for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Ongwen was captured as a child and forced to fight for the Lord's Resistance Army, LRA, and later became a brutal commander of the rebel group for many years. Judges said his own abduction as a schoolboy and history as a child soldier prevented him from being sentenced to life. The ICC handed his sentence this Thursday, May 6, following his conviction on February on 61 counts, including forced pregnancy, murder, rape, and sexual slavery, as well as recruiting child soldiers, amongst others. The 45-year-old former lawyers argued that the accused had himself been a victim of the rebel group's brutality. That brings us to the end of this edition of the news on DBS Television with me, Cynthia Ngwemo. Thanks very much for watching. We do hope to see you when we come back tomorrow for the last edition of the week. Until then, stay blessed. Have a great night.
For this Thursday, the 6th of May, 2021, we are beginning from the Garden Post newspaper in an exclusive interview with